it do? What it do? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer and teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American symbol. I am your messenger god, his first creation, called the Divine Feminine, reincarnated in the flesh, the Lilith. Just call me Phoenix. In order to keep up with me, you had to see my last live video, anything I posted in my community page, and my shorts. We're going to talk about what I posted on my community page. I'm not sure what books and cards, and I could see some cards actually as soon as I said that. Yeah, we're going to talk about. I was checking out, there's this new tarot reader that I was checking out, and he does astrology. So I'm just studying, if you will. And he had posted in his community page, he posts a lot of sexy pictures. And I believe for sure that he's gay from his videos. And I'm like, I know a gay guy. It's like, I know a gay guy. He's like a really sexy gay guy. You know what I mean? He's gay guys, bro. Is he? I'm pretty positive. And I was thinking about Gary, Wolfman's gay friend. I was like, do you know this gay guy over here? Because he's like super, you know, sexified. I don't know, because gay guys play roles, and I feel like they're both feminine, so maybe that's not how it plays.
No.
I don't know how they play. Let's play house. I don't know how they play. But anyways, he posts a lot of pictures sexualizing himself in his community page. Really? Not like...
Thirst traps?
No, he just showing off his very sexy body a lot. I'm not really sure what the intention is. I didn't go too much into it. Anyways, he posted this post and he said, from our next reading, should we focus on love or money? And I had commented on it and I posted about it, and I was like, people see them as one or the other. Yeah, areas of your life, but you should look at them both as the same thing. And the first thing that comes to mind is temperance. And that's probably why a lot of you are pulling that. You're looking, I guess, looking for areas to focus on. But it's kind of funny because, like, in the sense of money and love, right? When somebody's desperate for love, they repel it, right? When you're desperate for money, it's the same exact thing. You repel it, right? So money, you know, said so lovely by, you know, Russ, his love language is Apple Pay, and he loves to give his cash away. That's his love language, is giving money. So again, money is love. And it's not looking at one or the other, it's how you look at both of them together. It's like, should we focus on your love life, which obviously sucks, or should we focus on your money, which obviously sucks? Will you ever have enough money to where that won't be a thing where it's like, let's talk about your money issues, how you can make more money? Everybody's driven by, you know what I mean, they're money motivated. Now, love is not 100% people's focus. They like the idea of it, but they don't want to work at love. So do you want us to focus on your money? And let me tell you what's going on with your money and what you can do to improve your money? Or do you want me to focus on your love and what's going on with your love and how to improve your love? Okay, before I go any further, let's stop right there. I was listening to Steve's Love Tarot ×2 because he's so slow in the other way. I'm so glad I found that button. And he said, I don't know, I wasn't really fully listening. When they're going that fast, he talks a lot. And he was saying that, you know, this person doesn't like you because of how good you are at what you do. Right? What you do. What I don't do is tarot. I teach it like a course. You know what I mean? Like everything I do. I'm great at what I do, but that's not all I do. So as I'm saying this, it's like you got people like specifically Steve's Love Tarot that only focuses on your love life, and it's called a soul connection, someone that you have a soul tie with. Then you go over to, Wolfman. He solely uses his divination for focusing on your love life, which is always around a past love. How come all of yesterday's readings, Wolfman, said the same thing? A 2026 version. You said that in everybody's, there was nothing authentic. You said they were getting a new version of an old person. I didn't listen to all of them. I listened to a couple, and I heard you say it more than enough to know that it. Then I looked at the captions. The captions were the same in most of the signs too. That's saying that all of you are either on the same channel or on the same wavelength, or you're not divinating properly. Don't get me wrong, when I did do Love Tarot, I did it twice just to see how it felt. I noticed that 3 signs would carry the same. There was typically 3 signs that were in the higher levels of love. They rotated, but that's not everybody. And again, he specifies, and that's all these tarot readers, they specify on your twin flame, you're this, you're that. Now, this guy is what got my interest is because he's looking at the 11 houses. He's looking at the planetary and the astrological. That's exactly, that's what he's been training me to do. Metatron is look at the sacred geometry of things. So I was interested in him because he's an upgrade, and he looks at different areas. But now he's asking, again, for the demand. What do you demand? Are there more people that are concerned about their love lives at this moment? Or are there more people that are concerned about their finances at this moment? Okay, you don't have to be a psychic to know during the holiday seasons they're worried about their finances. So, what is he going to tell you? Already he starts with, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Ultimately, what this season brings is it creates more bills. If you're already living, with so much for a month, now all of a sudden you have to find a way, just like me, to create $500 to $1,500 more to make a Merry Christmas for everyone. How do you make that happen? According to the world, the 3D world, you have to work more to get more. Correct? Correct. So, you can do it your way, or someday, you can learn to do it God's way. What's God's way? First off, God is a miracle worker. He's full of resources. He shows himself in forms of love. Love is gifts and services. So he finds, when you work with God, he shows you ways to receive. You have to be receptive. That's what it is, receiving of his gifts and services. Without God, you're chasing your own gifts and services. Without the divine feminine with it, and it's not just that. It's not, praying is talking to God. Meditating is listening to God. You spend a lot of time telling him what you want and asking him questions. But how much time do you, in return, do you sit there and listen? How much faith do you put into the prayers that you've given him? That's the power of manifestation. If I believe it, if I see it, I believe it with such certainty that it never fails. What doesn't fail? God and my belief. I do not believe in the things of this world, only the visions that he's given me on my life. In order to access those visions, I have to spend a lot of time in meditation, listening for God. Not just talking to him, but seeking him in all things, looking for signs of him and what I'm supposed to be doing. Now I teach you how to see God in all things. They're called light codes. I could show you, like earlier, before I came up, the trees were talking to me. That's how I knew it was time to go. I was just kind of sitting there. I'd been burning fucking sage for at least an hour, just chilling there, fucking around, going through videos, messing around, doing shit. And then all of a sudden the trees started, I noticed that the leaves started falling off the trees. And I just kind of looked around and it was like that was my sign to get up. Really? Yeah. There was no movement until there was movement. And when it moved, I felt moved. It was like, as soon as I saw them, you know what I mean? I'm sitting there staring down, and I see a couple of them fall to the ground, and then I look up, and my instinct is it's time to go. And that's what it means to be still, but to be ready. Really? Stuff like that. So, going back to your money. Does money grow on trees? Quite literally, the paper from the trees. Wolfman had teaching, you know, this was back in January, February, maybe March, before I got in here. He was talking about, I can teach you how to manifest, you know what I mean, where money falls from the trees, and you can have any kind of girl you want, feeding you grapes and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're such a loser. And at that time, God wanted to show His glory, so people just started giving me money out of nowhere. During that time, I had many videos of it just literally falling out of fucking nowhere. Did I manifest it? No. God did it. And He can do it. He moves people. He moves mountains. You haven't even seen the beginning of my story, where there would just be random fucking... My phones. That is the biggest miracle I can't understand to this day, and I love that idea. The whole time He's prepping me for going out into the wilderness, all I keep saying is, dude, as long as there's phone service. I lost money months before I left my house, but it wasn't a big deal. Somehow, my phones kept working. They weren't paid, you couldn't call me, and I couldn't make any calls out. But I had internet connection, and I had Wi-Fi to share with others. All three of our phones worked like that for nearly 9 months, bro. It was one of the biggest miracles I couldn't understand. The second was the credit card. Then fucking food stamps would just start pouring out on fucking cards. One time there was some cash on there. Shit would just come out of fucking nowhere, bro. Again, I told you the stories about I would break down my tire. I'd be sitting there trying to change my tire. They'd come, and they'd change my tire and then give me money. Fix my problem and make it better. Even better than it was before. That's God. You have to be open to receiving. You have to be humbled. You have to be grateful. You have to be in actual need. And you have to believe that something's going to happen. I'm seeing that movie, The Nonas, I think it was called. One of them is an ex-priestess, or an ex-nun. She realized she was lesbian and she had to leave. I realized she's a nun, and they're about to lose everything right then. She gets down on her knees, and she fucking prays. And she gets back up, and she sits at the table, and she says, what happens now? She said, now we wait. And in a moment's time, somebody came in the door. Why did it happen that way? Because it's at that last moment is when you need Him most. And that's usually when your pride will bring you to your fucking knees. It's almost what's the word? Seducted? What is it? Not satanic. I can't think of the word right now. It's almost cruel the way it is. He's like, they're gonna break. They're gonna break right now. I promise. They're gonna break. 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 As we sit here in our in our real life, and we're looking at people, it's like, damn, how much more can you take? When are you gonna give in? They're doing the same thing. They're gonna break. They're gonna break. I'm gonna get them. As soon as they break, I got them. They're gonna break. He can't force your free will to give in and ask for help. He's there to help you. He's always trying to help you. But you're trying to do things your own way, and He's very honorable about that shit. So going into, you want to focus on money? You want to focus on love? Are those your individual battles of your own that you're desperate in those areas? Or do you just need God to come in and do some shit in that area too? Do you need to do this? Or you need God to show you what needs to be done? You need money. What can you do about it? Can you work harder? Can you work smarter? Is there some things that you can take away? Is there other areas? Can you cut some of your streamings? Can you cut down a couple bills so you could put those bills towards this, this Christmas bill? Is there some smart things you could do to move money from one place, as they call it, robbing from Peter to pay Paul, which I love is that fucking saying. In the essence, it's like, can you know what I mean? Can you let something slide this month and can you move some things around? Or do you need to move some time around? Do you need to, you know what I mean? Or do you just need God? And what does that mean? You accept it? God, I really need you this holiday season. And that's what it is. My daughter's birthday, I didn't need shit. She wants shit. She has an expectation on me. God, I need your help to meet her expectation. So he gave me jobs to get done so I could have money to give to her. All glory to God. And therefore Christmas as well. You know what I mean? That's all I needed. I told you, I didn't ask for a job. I asked for my daughter's needs to be met. Don't ask God for a lover. Tell him what you really want, what you want that lover to be in your life. And maybe you don't need an actual person to do it, but God can fill your room up with love. You're like, God, I just don't want to feel lonely. Okay, I'll bring you a companion. He might freaking bring a little kitty to your fucking door, bro. And that's all you really needed. You didn't need a whole relationship that was going to crush you at this particular time in your life. You just needed a companion. Be more specific to God. Don't tell him you need money. Tell him what you need money for. And then listen to him. If he says, no, you don't need that, or they don't need that, how about you do this instead? He's very resourceful. He is the resource. He creates all things, all within a thought. So all you need is his thought to let him, you know what I mean? Give him your thoughts and let him give you a thought, an idea. It doesn't come from me. I tell you all the time, that was fucking genius. I don't go looking for answers. I just keep my eye on God. If I don't know what to do, I pray harder, I trust harder, I believe harder. I don't know what's happening. That means he's got something good, dude. He's going to show me, he's going to reveal it to me, and it'll be good. I know not to worry about timing because I know he waits till the end of time. How do you know that? I am the end of time? Realistically, no, for real. I've watched this. He's never late, meaning you think he's late because he hasn't got here yet. And he should have been here by now. That's what that meaning means, bro. He's never late means, like, I know, he's never on time, but he's never late. That's what that means, bro. That's what that means. He's never late. And that goes back to, you know what I mean? Fuck, how he did me on Christmas. Jesus Christ, you guys. Oosh. Oosh. Memories. Memories are coming in. Dark night of the soul. I left my ex-husband through domestic violence, through shelter after shelter after shelter. I got back to fucking Colorado, bro, and ran right back into him. Seriously, it took me like 9 months, and I ran right back into him again, back here. And we fucking, like nothing had happened, fucking dipshit. Anyways, I'm in a shelter again, and then we move out of it. We've got a housing, we've got everything, bro. He's got a job, and the person that he works for is actually moving to, I don't know, California, and they were going to put their house up for rent while they were leaving. So it was an opportune fucking perfect deal, dude. The dude had a big ass fucking 3-bedroom house, fully furnished basement, fucking playground in the backyard, all of that shit out in Montbello. And it was paid because I had just gotten a fucking housing voucher, bro. So it was going to be solid. So we got into it. But he started fucking up at the job. He was doing drugs at the job. They caught him on camera. They were all this shit. So they needed to let him off the job, but they also didn't want him in the fucking house either. So then he started fucking off, and he took off. And ultimately, you know, they decide they're going to come back after 6 months. And so I have to go back to housing. And I'm about to get into these other apartments in Thornton. It's right before Christmas. I know all this is happening. I've put in my application. The apartments in Thornton have just been bought, and they're not going to participate in any vouchers. So it's 2 weeks before Christmas, and I have nowhere to move, and I gotta move back into the fucking shelter. And because I didn't utilize the voucher before December, it expires. So now I'm fucked all over again. I had all my furniture from this new house that I had to move into the fucking shelter and stay there until I could get a place. Really? Fucking harsh, bro. God. Talking about glorious. That was a harsh Christmas. I forgot about that. Really? Damn, that was a top tenner. Whoosh, that was a hard one. I really did. I ended up right back in a shelter for Christmas. I completely forgot about that. Thinking about last Christmas. That was a harsh one. I had a big, beautiful house, bro, and he fucked it all off, bro. I let him. Sucked ass. After that, I got into my other house, and that's the one I left in Commerce City. Money, if you're, you know what I mean, money, people believe that, you know what I mean, they have to work hard to be blessed, but, you know, there is a certain sense of, you know, as a person that's been called lucky, that's my nickname on the streets. Everyone calls me Lucky. When I became a performer, I went to Lucky the Phoenix, because I'm a Phoenix. And then after my awakening, I became the High Priestess Phoenix. But I'm known as Lucky. Most people know me as Lucky. And that's just because of blessings. Good karma, dharma. Because ultimately, I always got back good shit because I'm always putting out good shit. Realistically, I've never really been a slimy kind of person. Hateful, angry, vengeful, yes. Not slimy, bro. Not a thiever, not a liar, not a cheat, not that, bro. I would get my feelings hurt and I would fire back. You know, like a Marshall Mathers type shit. But I wasn't a grimy type person. I was always trying to help people, trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to be a blessing. And I always had a huge connection to God and a very strong sixth sense, you know, that developed after that fast. It became extremely strong. I did a 40-day fast and I got baptized in the Holy Spirit. And then I just had a full connection with God's, you know what I mean? I was always very higher understanding. So, going back to your money issues, you know, it's not something that you can't give to God and he can multiply it. It doesn't come easy. You know what I mean? You'll have to, you know, put in work, but not the same type of work. Joyful work, I suppose. And I just want to point out, all this work that I do here, I don't make $1 off of this. Not never. I am guided to put my Cash App and shit like that because God tells me to, and it's just a thumbnail I put on every fucking video. But no, I use, you know what I mean, all my resources to keep this going. And that's crazy shit. Like, God had me sell my car to buy my first $400 worth of fucking spiritual shit. A lot of what you see here. He would give me money, get me jobs, and then use the whole check just for spiritual stuff. I was investing. It's the same thing. I didn't see it as that way, but it was like going to college. I needed my books. I needed my fucking tools to go to college. I didn't see it that way, bro. I hate going to spiritual stores, and God makes me buy something that I feel like I don't need. But all knowledge and wisdom is needed. You know, like, it happened again this morning. I was in Target, and I was like, you need to buy that National Geographic fucking magazine. This is monumental. You can teach them from this. It's like, it is pretty monumental, and I can always pull it out. From all the years from now, they told about us. They talked about me and the powers of me and people like me. And they had to, you know what I mean? In order for it to be National Geographic, they had to fact check the shit out of that. You know what I mean? There's many movies and stories about fucking journalists and reporters losing their fucking job for not having legitimate fucking facts. So, you know, stuff like that. I didn't look at it as that. I didn't understand. You know, I said, when I got this book, The Ways of Pagan Priesthood, I thought I was learning to become one. I didn't realize that already by teaching I was one. Do you know what I mean? I was just becoming better at it. And that's why some of this is so fucking repetitive to me. Because I've literally been teaching it for 3 years. But it has a different understanding. Especially to the guys that have been watching me, you know, this whole time. So money is a form of love, right? Let's understand this. It's conditional, the way that you guys work it. right? Stay away, Russ. I don't want to talk about your fucked up love issues. You are working towards gaining the love of a business, and their reward for the hard work you do, the love that they give you for your hard work, is a dollar amount. Now here's the intriguing part. They don't love you any more or any less than anybody else that does your job. Anybody that does that job, that's how much they love them. If you do more work, they'll love you more. It's an energy exchange. Money is an energy exchange. How hard are you willing to work for someone's love? Now, let's look at your, do you want to talk about your money or do you want to talk about your lovers? Same thing. How much work are you willing to put in to a relationship? So instead of a business, now we have a person. How much work are you going to give this person for the exchange of what? Love. So, if you're Jonica, ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. How much work does she have to put in to get money, which is Russ's love language from Russ? Go back to me. What do I gotta do? How much do I gotta give of myself, of my time, of my children, of my job, of my future, of my body, of my career, just to have you meet my love language, which is nothing more than to sit and spend time and energy with me? You're asking me to give up my whole life for just moments of intimacy with you? I didn't ask you for your body. I didn't ask you for your paycheck. But in order to have this little bit of time on a couch or at a table or outside or in the car, these little bit of times, in order to have this little bit of time, I've got to wash your clothes. I've got to prepare your food. I've got to maintain the house. I've got to stay beautiful. I've got to contribute money. I've got to be everything that you want me to be, in hopes that you will give me just that little bit of time that I really want. Not even money. There's not even a monetary value on what I'm working for. Okay, let's go back to my priesthood right here. What am I doing this for? Am I doing it for money? Am I telling you to subscribe and like and make sure to drop a donation in the box and, you know, anything helps and your money really keeps this channel going? What am I doing this for? God gave me a gift to teach you how to heal yourself. And if you apply it to your life, which costs fucking nothing, I give it to you freely, I might get a person to hang out with, to give me that time that I'm looking for in all things. Time is priceless, but you'll do anything for someone's time, right? Time is love. Same thing as money. You'll do anything for some money. You'll do anything for some money. Alright? Love. You'll do anything to have someone love you. But what does that love look like to you? What kind of love do you want from them? Do you want time? Do you want money? Do you want family? What do you want? What does that love look like to you? What does that money look like to you? What does time look like to you? This is all what they call abundance and love. They're all under the same category. Because if you give somebody your time, you're giving them love. If you give somebody your money, you're giving them your love. If you give someone your energy, your skills, your ears, your presence, you're giving them love. How hard do people have to work for those things from you? Now, stop right there. How hard are you working for those things from other people? If you work harder, Lewis Hamilton, if you work harder and put in more hours studying the tracks than anybody else, which as the oldest member on the fucking team, next to, I'm seeing his name, I can't think of his name. You know who I'm talking about. Alonzo. Other than him, you've literally already you've literally looked at the track and went around the track. You have more experience than anybody. Do you get more love for putting in more time? But do you get paid more? Okay? Now, does your love or pay diminish if you win or lose? Ta-da. Okay, so somebody that's working a regular job, how many employees do your job? You don't do it all the time. It's not a 24-hour, you're the only employee that does your job. You're one of a kind that does your job. No, somebody did the job before you did the job, and now they left that job, and now you do that job. And anybody does that job, this is how much they pay. Now, you believe if you work harder, they'll pay you more. But is that true? So what happens? You're going to have to work somewhere else to get more money. Now, that time that you're going to work somewhere else, what if you just gave some of that time to God? Because God gives you all of that. He doesn't limit it to one area of your life. Right? So you're like, all right, if I work, because that's how I'm looking at it. It's an hour. I'm an hourly kind of employee at this particular time in my life. So as long as I work 5 hours, I make $100. Is how we look at it, right? At $20 an hour, you're making $100, right? Right? Everybody know how to do math? Are you following? Everybody's with me? Cool. So you're looking at it by hours. You're looking at it by time. Time equals money, is what everybody says. So I'm like, all right, I can work 40 hours at this job and I make this much, but I need more. So that means I can work 4 more hours here and make this much more, which is what? Well, obviously it's not going to be $100. So we're making less. I'm giving you 4 hours for $100. Now, here, let me teach you something you don't understand. If you spent 4 hours a week separated with God in those 4 hours, He can teach you how to make a lot more than $100. He can make you understand why you even think you need that $100 and eliminate the need for the $100. Something like that. Or he can just automatically, an hour with him going on a walk, he can give you a great idea of how you can make twice as much money. Something simplistic. Why don't you sell that shit in the garage? And there's all your Christmas money. Mr. Plum, out of nowhere, bro, that's how he helped me out. I want to tell you this story. Mr. Plum's a fucking hoarder. Before I left, he showed me something. I took a picture of it, and I barely deleted it like a week ago. He had something hidden in that house. He's been hoarding. He hoards a lot of shit. And I was like, what's in here? He said, I'm almost ashamed. I said, what's in here, Mr. Plum? I said, go ahead, open it. What was in there? DVDs. How many? Thousands. Fucking thousands, bro. Completely sealed wrap. He gets them. You know that Walmart thing that always is like, $5? He collects them. He has fucking thousands. Thousands. And I love movies. I'm a movie junkie. I don't like TV shows. I don't even like looking at it. I can just look at a cover and like, yep, let's watch that. I don't even know what that is. I've been watching a lot of movies from the 80s and 90s lately. Really? Yep. How are you doing that? I'm looking towards actors. So I put in Bruce Willis, I put in Anthony Hopkins, I put in Tom Hanks, Brad Pitt, Al Pacino. Ta-da! Really? Yeah, I know what I like. I start to see the consistency. I start to see the familiar faces. I see this guy in a lot of videos. I like him. Let's watch something else that he does. Really? Yeah. You find out what you like, and you go for more of what you like, and you discover that. Going back to, Tom Hanks. Young Tom Hanks? Ha ha ha. Great. He cussed and everything. You wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it. You would not believe the actor he was. And that goes back to, Anthony Hopkins. These roles that they played. There was another one, all the different ones. Bruce Willis has been in Disney movies. It's amazing. It's like watching their career. They again, Brad Pitt is one of my favorite actors. Not because I'm like, oh my god, I love Brad Pitt. Like, no, I mean, like, I remember him playing so many amazing roles of memorable people in my life. He's been memorable people in my life. Him himself, no, the roles he played were memorable in my life. Stuff like that. What are we talking about? How to get on fucking movies? We were talking about God. But that's really what it is he takes care of that. You want to love her, you let God. If you go looking for love in the wrong place, you're going to end up with, the wrong face. I did see some cards where we were talking about it. It's like, it says it in the Bible, but you don't really understand. He has a plan. He can do anything, bro. You just got to be receptive. And that's where this whole divine, these are the cards. This whole divine feminine awakening happens, is you become less driven to take action and more driven to seek the right actions. That's a beautiful way. I am getting so good. Eloquence. And yet, I still couldn't think of that word I was looking for. It's like some words come and some words don't. What cards are we looking at? We're going to look at my Phoenix cards. Go figure. Why? Because, and then again, going back to, the Steve's Love Tarot. It's like they hate what you do. Because I'm not limited to one area. I'm great at everything I do. I'm great. What makes me great, guys, and it's all in my chart, and it's just me as a human being, I'm a great learner. I like to learn new shit. I find it intriguing to learn something I didn't know. I didn't fucking know that. My daughter, I called her today. She interrupted my video yesterday to tell me what the fuck that 6-7 joke is that's going around. And today, I was sitting there watching YouTube, and there was a fucking commercial for Domino's that said, if you use the code 6-7, the way he said it, though, I would have never got that until she explained it yesterday. It's popping up everywhere, and I didn't know what it meant. If she wouldn't have took the time to teach me, I wouldn't have known. So then today, I saw I was like, hey, Domino's has a pizza for $6.70 if you use the promo code 6-7, and she just kept doing it over and over. And I was like, thank you for teaching me. Thank you for keeping me up to date. I didn't get it. And I appreciate learning stuff. I'm like, oh, that was cool. Did you guys know? We like to learn. My kid, she's the same way. It could be just a sign of Sagittarius. We like to be taught. We really do. And then we like to show people what we've learned. So that's what's really cool about me is it doesn't matter. I've learned a lot of great things, and that's what makes life exciting, is learning new things and then teaching others, mastering it and teaching others. That's what makes me really good at the work environment. They teach me and I do really great work, and then they want me to teach others. That's how I become a trainer or a manager, most always. They teach me and I fine-tune it with a lot of integrity and a lot of quality and a lot of, masterminding how this could be done better, and I implement new ways because I'm a pathfinder or someone that's like, wow, if you could just be like her. And that causes a lot of irritation. How'd you feel about that, Bobby? Smash that guy. I'm just the girl in the back on the phones until I'm standing next to him like, you're fucking late. The next thing you know, and I'm sitting there flirting with the contractors and talking to all of the fucking people in every department and this, that, and the other. I'm having too much fun with my life. It was just fun. That's so crazy. I turned to it. We have to talk about it. Why? Well, first off, it's right here. And that's not the card I was looking for, but I turned to it in this one too. I guess we got to talk about the numbers. So, money is an insecure place in your life where you feel like you're lacking. Is there something you got to do about it, or you got to ask God what do you got to do about it? Do you know what to do about it? Okay, then don't stress yourself. Don't stress the numbers, bro. Ask God. He's full of fucking miracles. Why wouldn't he give you one? When's the last time you asked him for a miracle? I ask God for miracles all the time. It never comes through. Are you talking about stuff like getting you laid or winning the lottery? Yeah, it would take a miracle to get me laid, too. How often do you play the lottery? Quit playing around. He's not that type of God, you guys. In essence, he will get you out of jail after a while. He could do some shit like that. He'll pay your bills and shit. But nah, bro, he's not that kind of God. He doesn't got 40 virgins for you, bro. And just like my son, bro, you know how many times I prayed to God to take away my fucking spinning so I could stop throwing up? I pray to God every fucking... This one wasn't that bad. I just want to say this one wasn't that bad. As long as I'm being grateful, they're not that bad. I pray to God every month to take out my uterus so I don't have to have a period. He don't do shit about that. I pray to God that I don't want to kill my baby daddy. He don't do shit about that. Come on, dude. Seriously, these are just having self-control. Kind of got to go through the suffering. It's like when you eat a lot of cheese and you can't go to the bathroom. You're just going to have to stick this one out. Oh my God, why'd you make me like this? I just want to eat all the cheese in my life. That's what I was doing to my son last night. He was all, oh, my stomach. I was like, that's what happens if I eat cheese. I was like, what'd you eat? He's 2 cheese pizzas. I was like, oh! And then he was like, and then I had a cheesecake. I was like, oh, you're fucked, dude. That would have killed me. Either one of those would have killed me. And you went for all 3? Ah, you're dead. Realistically, yeah, that sucks. God can't. You heard that? He cares. And he's there to do miracles. But, like, you know, the real ones, dude. Like... He's not going to take away your sunburn. God, please make it stop hurting. You're not the first person to burn under the sun. Realistically, he's done that to people as a punishment. I don't think he's punishing you. Did you pass out drunk? Did you have a good sleep? Anyways, every time I wake up, it's kind of sore, too. Let's talk about the numbers. 26. 62. You've received this card because the universe is communicating with you via number sequences. Well, in the beginning, that's all you see. You keep seeing these number patterns. I definitely remember that. I used to see them all the time. And they would change. Really? Yeah, as I'm sitting here, I'm seeing... It's so stupid because I haven't took a plane in forever. But I'm seeing the flights change. The numbers change on a flight. It would just... I mean, I have videos of it. Oh, I gotta go, guys. It says 222. Gotta go. Really? Yeah, I don't know what that means. 555, gotta go. Whatever it meant. There's lots of, you could study numerology, but that's not what's happening when you're seeing the sequences. That's not what's happening. You're not reading numerology, you're not into geometry. That's not what's happening right now. They're angel numbers. Basic angel numbers. What's the first numbers that you learn? 1, 2, 3. Okay, what's the numbers of the tarot? Here's where Wolfman wants to sit there. 1, 2. Stay over there. Nobody asked you. Anyways. Okay, now look at the shape in front of your face. What are the first shapes they start teaching us? And then what do they start teaching us? Colors. Animals. They're talking to us like we're babies. We are newborn children of God, and these are light codes. This is how you talk to children. It's like, oh, did you see that plane go by? Really? Yep. Things start to stand out, especially the numbers. It's like, I don't know what that fucking number on my microwave means, but I've seen it on my clock, and I've seen it, that's how many likes I've got on my Instagram. Yep, they're talking to you. You could go real deep in it. I tried to. I was tried to. And then I guess we'll do that tomorrow. We'll talk about the number frequencies, the angel numbers. The 3s are the ascending masters. The 4s are always angels. Some form of angel. That could be your guardian angel. I don't know. It's an angel. 5s are accelerated growth, meaning shit's happening real fast, but it is immediate stop sign. I know the 5 to be a stop sign. The frequency of 6 is the frequency of love. 2s are partnerships, meaning more than 2 is, there's more than yourself is in this, more than yourself to gain on this one. 1s are always about new beginnings. 9s are the frequency of Christ, is what I know it as. Now, in tarot, people know them as 9s or the ending. If you look at the 9 of Swords, that's harsh. Swords are just harsh. So it's like, think of it as, you know what I mean, the last draw in some of that sense. Do you know what I mean? What numbers did I miss? 8 is infinity. When do you see the 8s? Those are real high level numbers. You'll see 8s after the 4s. Really? Yeah, lots of 4s and 3s before you'll ever get to the 8s. Unless we're around the Lion Gate, then everybody's catching the 8s. But it's not 808. Let's see. In tarot, just starting right there, everyone believes the Lion Gate to be at 808. It's the rising star of Cyrus. It's the beginning of this, that, and the other. They don't actually know where it stems from. In the science of what 8, which is infinite, 0, which means nothing has happened yet, it's the Fool card. The journey has not begun. And in 8, that means there's nothing. Now think about it. 818 is the true Lion's Gate. I've been teaching this for 3 years. I am the only person that sits here and argues this bullshit with them. The 1 is what? A new beginning. It's a doorway. Into what? Infinity. It leads up. But they don't get it. And it's just it's simplistic by the numbers. So simplistic. Right? Got it? Got it. Alright, and then, so, here we go. Your entire life is connected to personal forms of identification through your numbers. You'll start to see them on license plates. You'll start to see them all the time. What are you seeing? And that's where people are like, what are you telling me? What are you feeling? It's a feeling. When I look at a bird, I don't know what the fuck it's saying. I don't understand. I'm not Dr. Dolittle. I don't know what each squawk means. I haven't been studying the squawks. It is talking to me. How does it make me feel when I connect to it? And that's even with your person. How do you feel when this person's talking to you? Do you know what the fuck they're talking about? How do you feel when they're talking? And that's where it is. It's not about that. Those numbers are a connection. They change your feelings. They send feeling to you. You know what I mean? When a spider walks up, what kind of feeling do you get? When you see a snake, what kind of feeling do you get? Alright? When you see a hummingbird, what kind of feeling do you get? These are ways of breaking into your reality. These are creations of God, just like the wind. She's like the wind. The weather. What kind of feeling do you get when you're riding in your car and the sun hits you quite lovely in the breeze? Okay, what kind of feeling do you get when you open up the window and you see it's a dark, cloudy day and it's rainy and it's cold? These numbers do the same thing. They're feelings. That's what it is. It's not a knowing, it's a feeling. It's beyond the mind's knowing, but it gets the mind's eye. The eyes are the portal to the soul. So when your eyes connect, it's your soul. So that's what I'm doing all day. I'm a child in here looking through my eyes, taking in information and bringing it into my soul to create a thought. Not a perceived thought, because I've wiped those all away, which is judgment, prejudgment. I walked in with a judgment. Oh, I know what this guy's about. And that's what I said. How come your psychic abilities don't protect you better? Because I don't allow them to show me just that. I've put on the eyes of an angel. I put on the, you know what I mean? I see things through the eyes of Christ. I don't look for disappointments. I don't look for flaws. I don't look for red flags. Obviously, they make themselves seen. I look for goodness. We can work with goodness. But if all I see is everything that's wrong with you, then how can I work with you? And that's what happens. And you know, when I come to people, I see nothing but goodness. But you know what I mean? And that's what I said. As I'm trying to find this and work with it, I'm being overflooded by all your dark shadows, all the shit you're hiding. I'm looking for the real shit you're hiding, which is the goodness of who you are. I'm trying to find Marshall in there, bro. That's all I want. I just want to meet Marshall. Fuck Eminem. Fuck Slim Shady. Fuck whoever the fuck you guys like. There's this guy in there that God introduced me to named Marshall. I know him from another time. I'm trying to get to him. But in order to find him, I gotta see what's hiding. Where is he hiding? I see why I can't see him. He's hiding behind this, and he's hiding behind that, and he's hiding behind this. I'm just trying to get to Marshall, but Marshall's hiding behind music. He's hiding behind sports. He's hiding behind this. And I can't get him out of there. He's hiding behind Paul. He's hiding behind the microphone. I can't get to know this guy. He's hiding. He's not that inaccessible. He's really a nice guy. It's just I can't get to him because Eminem's in the way. Slim Shady's in the way. And all his business colleagues are in the way. And that's why I'm grateful as this moment I see Kobe. This world would have never let me know Kobe in this life. There's nothing standing in the way of me knowing every part of Kobe. He doesn't carry any of that darkness. None of this world stands in the way of me knowing him. Why can't I know Bobby? Why can't I know Russ? Why can't I get to know fucking Lewis? The part of him that I know exists, that only I know exists, because God showed me. Why can't I get to know him? Because they're hiding it from people like you. They won't let me be, they won't be like the true them because of people like you. Not because of me, but because of what people have done to them. Where the fuck did that come out of? What's your number? Pick a number and stand in line. Anyway, sorry. That's how it works. They give you feelings. That's what it is, the numbers. They send off energy to you that you're not fully sure of. Later you'll gain understanding where your mind will tell you. A lot of times you look at things in your mind you don't know. You're staring into the unknown. It's something you've seen a million times, but now you have no knowing of what you're really looking at because you've never seen it like this before. At that moment I'm looking at the glistening on top of a lake. You guys ever seen the beautiful sparkles that happen? You'll see them a million times, but one time you'll see it magically. Like you can see that it's not just water and light. There's something magical happening on top of that water. Same thing as looking into the forest. You can see you feel the wind upon your face, but you can see how it's moving through the grass. You can see something magical happening out there. Your mind doesn't know. It kind of wants to imagine, but it doesn't know what it's seeing. You can see it. You can feel it. You can feel that something's, the movement of magic. But your mind is used to, sense, and it doesn't make sense. Same thing with the numbers. It starts with the numbers. The universe is constantly trying to get your attention in many ways. Some people are more connected than others to universal spiritual messages in the form of repetitive number sequences. Your loved ones, spirit guides, and angels also communicate with you via number sequences. The number card is a sign from above to remind you to be aware and to open to the number sequence being given to you. Do you constantly see the number 1111 or 2222? Do you see sequences such as your or your loved one's birth dates, anniversaries, or the date of someone passing constantly flashing at you? What's my numbers? 1117. When's that? On Monday? It's not one person though. There's many tied to it. It's a repetitive number that runs with me. It's my identificational number. If I had a number code, a number sequency, that's my number. Really? 11-7, 7-11. Really? In many different forms, and I see it in all different forms, and that's my number. What's your number? 11-7, 7-11. Truly? Yes. Promise you. Who else is attached to it? Well, my daughter is born on Monday, but that's also Bobby's birthday. But that's not just it. There also is my ex-husband's family has attachments to that birthday, but that's not just it. Marshall's birthday is also, and that's where it is, Marshall's birthday also equals it, and so does Lewis's. Just to start. Those are just starts. And if you understand the 3 soul ties to those 3 guys, that's enough to understand. Right? Right. Do you see sequences, blah, 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 as loved ones' birth dates, anniversary dates, or the date of someone passing constantly flashing at you? This is because the universe is trying to get a message to you. Example, my mother's birthday is the same as... Okay, so my daughter's grandmother's birthday is the same as my daughter's grandfather's birthday.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
My mother's birthday was 10/29.
Right.
Brian's birthday is 10/29.
Right.
So that means whenever you see 10/29, you know your grandparents are reaching out to you. So simplistic. Really? Mm-hmm. Simple, right? For her. For them. Numbers are a sign that hope and dreams are manifested with the current thoughts. Be open to receive the numbers and be aware of what you're thinking about, as your thoughts will always become your reality. Milia is 27 to me. Anytime I see 27, I think of Milia.
I use 27.
That's her number. I always think of 27. 26 is Pac. Every time I think of 26, I think of Pac. Why? When I woke up, it had been 26 years that he had been dead. So I know him as 26. Every time. As we see that, what number is this? 26. What's underneath it? 27. What do you see under there? Milia's favorite number since she was little was 69. Not even knowing it, she just would always giggle. She just recognized it to be a funny number, and it just was said all the time around her. She hears it all the time being said. 69 is what? Balance. Or the freaky sign, I guess. Well, she is a Sagittarius. Moving on. That's not the card I was going to pull at all. I was going to pull pull one card right here that has money on it. It was a coins. Because we were talking about money and love. Money, power, and success. Alright. Look at my lover's card. Isn't it pretty? These are pretty cards, aren't they? Celebrate good times. Come on. See, there's the infinity. 818. Did you know it? I already kind of knew it. My spirit told me to argue it since the beginning. I don't argue my spirit, I argue people. And then I'm like, oh, I might have been wrong. There was that one time. Here's the card I was talking about. With Marshall, I kind of blew up at him because I thought he was promoting alcoholic beverages because he had done it a couple weeks before. I did not know that liquid death was a water and a tea. It sounded like an alcoholic beverage to me. Forgive my insanity. Really? Oh yeah, I went all kinds of off. It didn't matter. I don't think he's going to promote any more liquor after that. Comes out in his little gin and juice shirt. Shut up. You get on my nerves. Number 9. Where'd I go to? The Mirror of 23. Ew. Well, I mean, we should also talk about number 19, which is the Juggler, because that's what you guys are fucking with. Why are you always fucking with me? Number 17 is a house. No. Go get off the chakras. I was driven to these. Why? Because I'm a Phoenix, and it was a Phoenix, and these were great. They're not really deep and intense. They were just messages from the divine. I was seeking God, bro. And this would be good enough. One of these cards a day would make me feel okay, bro. Some people do affirmations. They go to church and shit like that. Whenever I didn't feel right, I went to my cards. I didn't go to the Bible. It didn't have the answers I was looking for. You want to hear an answer? Now, watch this. Pull out your Bibles, people. Pull out that bad boy. God, we're talking about love and money. You're going to like this. Really? Watch me do it. Watch me whip. This is why they hate me. Where are we at? The Decree of Darius. Isn't Darius about money? Where are we at? Ezra. Restoration of the temple resumes. Let's do number, I guess, I don't know. Which one, Milia? 5 or 6? Pick a number.
6, 7.
You're an asshole. I'm going to go with that. Because I'm just learning. So we'll go to the next page on 271. Do we do number 7 or number 6? Okay, then that's back on the page we was at. It's exactly what I said. The Decree of Darius. King Darius issued a decree, and a search was made in the archives where the treasure was stored in Babylon. Here we are. We're talking about the treasure. Davy Jones' locker and shit. Where's the coins? We've come for the treasure, God. They need treasure. They're looking for money and love. What do you got for them, God? Do you know this story? No, bro. I don't fucking read the Old Testament. I lived it. I'm part of Old Testament. Alright. And what the fuck is that word? And at Archametha, a place where it is province of Media, a scroll was found, and in the record was written thus. In the first year of King Cyrus issued a decree concerning the house of God in Jerusalem. Let the house be rebuilt, and place where they offered sacrifices, and let the foundations of it be... What are we talking about here, God? Firmly laid, and... Oh my gosh. And its height 60 cubits, and its width 60 cubits, and 3 rows of heavy stones, and 1 row of new timber. Are teaching us how to build the fucking tabernacle again? Let the expense be paid. Listen, let the expense be paid from the king's treasury. I told you we were asking for God about money. Listen to this. Also let the gold and silver articles of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar, oh, this is a good story, took from the temple, which is in Jerusalem, and brought to Babylon, be restored and taken back to the temple, which is in Jerusalem, each to its place, and deposit them in the house of God. What? Did God just tell you? He said he's going to rob the rich and give to the poor, bitches. Amen. Amen. I told you, if you got worries about God, ask God about your money, and he's going to tell you how he handled money back then. Don't worry about it. That's what he's talking about right now. Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar? That's a great story. That's fucking Kanye West right there. Now, therefore, Tadadi, or whatever, governor of the region beyond the river, and something, bonsai, and your companions of the Persians who were beyond the river, keep themselves far there. Let the work of this house of God alone. Let the governor of the Jews and the elders of the Jews build the house of God on its site. Moreover, I issue a decree as to what shall we do of the elders of the Jews. For the building of the house of God, let the cost be paid at the king's expense from taxes on the region beyond the river. This is to be given immediately to the men, so that they are not hindered. Hey, bro. I just want to point out that I'm waiting on taxes. Really? Yeah. I didn't get my amended taxes this year because the government and everything, and I don't know what's going on, and I'm about to go drive down there and say what's up. I've been to that building before. I think you need to make an appointment. You know how to make an appointment, please? Realistically, yeah, as they're saying all this shit, like, what do we need? I mean, that would be nice. Can I get my tax money from the government? Please and thank you. They owe me money. They owe you money, or you owe taxes. Ooh. And wherever they need young bulls, rams, and lambs for the burnt offering of the God of heaven. Hey, that would be you young bulls and rams. That would be Taurus and Aries and lambs. Oh, how lovely. I mean, if you're not covered in the blood of Jesus, then we're going to have to burn you. Burnt offerings of the God of heaven. Wheat, salt, wine, oil, according to the request of the priests who are in Jerusalem. Let it be given that day, give them that day by day without fail. And they may offer sacrifices of sweet aroma in the God of heaven, and pray for the life of the king and his sons. What did he tell you to do? He told you to make an offering. That's what I got out of this. That's traditional. And it's been a long time, and we had some stuff. It's been a long time since we've done an offering. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing as the fasting, as an offering. Fuck that shit up. How could you bring Oreos into the house when you know I'm fasting? Can't bring them in any day. It's so dangerous. I just need to be aware of myself at night. I'm not very aware of myself at night. More awareness. Okay. Anyways. Also, I issue a decree that whoever alters this edict, let a timber be pulled from his house and erected, and let him be hung on it. And let his house be made a refuse heap because of this. And may the God who causes his name to dwell there destroy any king or people who put their hand to alter it, or to destroy the house of God, which in Jerusalem I, Darius, issue the decree. Let it be done diligently. You're like, it can't be that basic. It really is. And you know what the next fucking thing is? I just jumped over here. Verse 21, fasting and prayer for protection. Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river of Ahava, that we might humble ourselves before God to seek from Him the right way for us, our little ones, and our possessions. What are you fasting for? For God. To be closer to God. God's asking me to love a man I don't want to love. He's trying He's asking me to do things I don't want to do. And I need His strength to fight my flesh. Really? I don't feel like I guess I'm at a point where I've given up the fight. Not that I've given up the faith. I've just, that's where Kobe came in. They saw it. You want to talk about why you walk out on it's not worth the fight. You can see it. I'm not going to fight for you. I'll fight to stay away from you instead of being with you. My flesh. It's almost like my spirit has no more fight in it. My flesh has logical reasons for the way that it feels about people, and it can't really penetrate this. And that's where it is it's like the last bit of my ego, the last bit of my pride is standing in my way, and it's bigger than me. So I must die to the flesh in order for my spirit to be strong enough to overcome this problem that I'm dealing with. It's not really about a real man that's like, oh, will you marry me and shit? No, it's that I don't even want to consider the fucking situation, and I get angry at the very thought. It's very unhealed, Anyways, so let me repeat this. Where are we? I don't know. Ezra chapter 8. Head of families who returned to Ezra. And then we jumped down. It was just highlighted. It stood out to me. I mean, doesn't it stand out to you? 21 stood out. I was reading over here, and then I saw that. That's how God works. It's called synchronicities and shit. When I proclaimed the fast there over whatever, that we might humble ourselves before our God to seek Him the right way for us and our little ones and our possessions. For I was ashamed to request of the king an escort of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy on the road, because he had spoken to the king, saying, the hand of our God is upon all those for good who seek Him, but His power and His wrath are against all those who forsake Him. So we fasted and entreated our God for this, and He answered our prayers. Is that the end? I'm pretty sure. It goes on to another one. Gifts for the temple. So, for those of you, you want to be a blessing, you want a blessing, be a blessing. It's how it works. You turn on the flow, and then the flow, you don't give to be a boastful giver. You give because you're in a place to give. And in that giving, if you're in a place to give, you're in a place to receive. It's an open heart flow. Being bountiful, sharing. Do you know what I mean? Speaking of which, I have a bunch of stuff to give. I'm always finding stuff to give. There's always some shirts, some pants, some shoes, some jackets, some fucking sweater that we don't use. Or we got and now they wore it once and they don't touch. I'm always giving back. Right? Typically they stop for a long time, but I'm usually giving about my cigarettes or something. I'm always, try to be giving, not shysty. Not looking for people, let me, stand out here and pass out $5 bills. I'm in no position to do some shit like that. But when you're willing to give, you're open to receive. Going back to, Chevelle and her cake. I was willing to give. Even though if she wasn't willing to receive, it doesn't mean anything. I didn't waste anything. I came from a good heart. And maybe my daughter likes some carrot cake.
They make carrot cake cheesecake.
Well, that's what she said Chevelle wanted. And I knew you guys don't like that kind of cake, so I was like, fuck, I'm kind of fucked here. But, you know, that's really what it is. It's like, oh, I wasted my time. No, I gave from an open heart. It doesn't matter if they took it and they liked it and they didn't or they didn't. I was doing the right thing by my heart. It doesn't matter if they appreciated it or not, or if it went to waste or not. That's all that means. And God recognizes that I was trying to do the right thing by my heart, even if it wasn't accepted on the other end. He can't make people be grateful for for our hard works. He can't make them, you know what I mean, anything. But he's still proud of us. And that's just like my kids. I can't make them be nice out there, bro. But anytime they are, I'm really grateful. Anytime they're kind to someone, anytime they're generous, anytime they're sweet, anytime they stand up for someone, anytime they're good to people out there, I'm so grateful. I can't make them. I can't make them be nice to people that I think they need to be nice to. But when they are, I'm grateful. And that's what you gotta understand. You can't make your husband do something that he don't want to fucking do. If he does it, you're nothing but grateful, correct? Same thing with your wife. Or maybe you can manipulate her and make her do what you want her to do. That's not how God works. He doesn't manipulate people and make them do what he wants. He lets you do what you want until you realize that's not what you want. And then he tries to show you what you really want. If you're willing to, accept that. Alright, let's get out of these cards. Fuck. It's been a whole hour. 1:11:22. Yes, it has. Coins. You're receiving the psychic reading card of coins because the universe wants to get your attention and let you know that a loved one in spirit is trying to make a contact with you. Coins are specifically known as pennies from heaven and are gentle reminders from above. The penny died. Can you believe that? We live to a time where there's no more pennies. That's ancient. Kids that are born from, next year will not know about they'll see them, but not like us. The penny died. It's been around since forever. And what is it when you see a penny on the ground? Pick it up and you'll have good luck. That was always the saying. There's also a saying, see a penny, pick it up, all day you'll have good luck. Receiving this sign is a psychic symbol from above to let you know that your luck is about to change. Did a male energy in your family, such as a father or grandfather, ever have a pocket full of change? Do you remember the sound of coins jingling in their pocket? Did they ever give you a coin as a treat as a child? Did your grandmother or mother ever bake a Christmas cake with lucky silver coin inside? I'm sure that you remember a loved one giving you a coin in a way, shape, or form in your life. They want me to point out these. I wasn't supposed to take them. So I worked at the U-Haul, the public storage, right? I swear to God, the first day someone didn't pay their shit. No, they got all their shit out, and then so that they didn't have to be auto-paid, and they left a bunch of shit out there. One of the things they left was their horse, bro. They had a horse cremated in a box, and I could not put it in the garbage. I refused. I was like, nah, bro. Can we just, try to reach out to them? They ended up coming back to get the horse. But we ended up putting all kinds of crazy shit in the garbage, and I couldn't throw away the money. There was money. There was more than these, but I couldn't. It's not because I wanted to spend it, but I knew I had to keep them. Mr. Plum goes to the bank and he gets freshly printed $2 bills and sends them. My kids used to get them. He used to send them all these cool things. It's only worth $4 to us. But later, and that's what it is what does the $2 bill mean to you? You know what I mean? Later, kids will never even know. Going back to these pennies, this is what I find interesting. They were made at I think this was from here, because they're Denver pennies. It says right here. And they start pressing them. It says, uncirculated penny. Right? I think they got them at the fucking mint. And that makes sense, because here in Denver, they take all of the kids. There it is. That's the one I was saying. Denver, uncirculated penny. See it? I was guided to save them. They were wet and everything. It was just throw it in the trash. Do you throw money away? I don't feel like I'm supposed to throw money away. It said you're not supposed to keep any of that stuff. You could lose your job for taking shit like that. But I took the money of all the shit they were doing, and I have it here in my Bible. Really? It's here in my Bible. Why? I don't know. It's right along with the fucking Tree of Life map. This thing is huge. Talk about reading cards. Have you seen this? I'm gonna show it to you. Hey, there's the sign of Aries. I've always seen that shit. This is how you're supposed to read these cards. Which ones? The fucking Kabbalah cards. Are you fucking serious? Yeah? Comes with a whole map. Isn't that nice? What's that doing in there? I don't know. I told you, if you ever come near any of my stuff, don't move it. It's there with purpose, God said. So there's a money offering in my thing. Shit. Denver money, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where this shit comes from. It comes to me, and this is where it is. And I'm supposed to, understand and honor it. Like that clock back there. You know what time it's stuck on? 4:44. True story. Along with, there's some earrings back there that represent the butterfly, which is transformation. Everything here has representation. So I'm a whole pagan priestess, dude. Alright, I'm sure you're Do you ever find a random coin in odd places? Whether this occurs when you're going for a walk or doing things around your home or simply out and about. I want you to pay attention to what coin you find and also take note of the type of coin and what date it was made. That's all I ever do. When I pick them up, I look at the date to try to dig up memories. Was the coin made in a significant year, such as the birth of that of a loved one, or is the coin made in the year of an anniversary of such an event of a birth, death, or marriage? Most importantly, pick up the coin. The coin is a subtle reminder from a loved one that they are close by and are showering you with love and abundance. Hades is the lord of the underworld, the ruler of hidden wealth. They're always trying to find ways to make it easier for you, and they know a couple coins can help. God's trying to bring you a partner, and He's trying to bring you abundance. You're not getting it because you're chasing it. You're looking for the very thing He's got for you. When you stop looking, He can give it to you. And I know it sounds like some bullshit, but I promise. Have you watched? Number 21. Just went quiet. Loved one in the spirit. Love is in the air. Pay attention to signs from above. You've received this card because the universe wants you to know that love is in the horizon. As a loving spirit being, the universe understands how you want to share your life and love with a soulmate. Most of you are looking for someone to love you. You want something from them. Look at that big, beautiful full moon. Jesus Christ, that's beautiful. I really love the moon. God, it's beautiful. I can feel that picture. We're building up to a great one. I want someone to love. I want someone to give my love to. I want to experience them loving me back. But I'm a lover. I'm not looking. I'm preparing to love someone. I have a lot of love to give. But it's important that that person can match my love and love me back. I don't need a lot of love. I give a lot of love. I don't need a lot of love. I need a lot of time and energy, and that's considered love. But what you guys think is love, isn't what I consider love. Sometimes life can be lonely, a lonely path when you don't have a significant other. The psychic reading card of the Lovers is a gentle reminder that the universe is assisting you with manifesting and bringing your soulmate into your life. I have plenty of them. Whenever I go shifting through the energy, you know what I mean? There's somebody just like me. That's why I have so many of them. The most important thing to remember about this card is manifesting doesn't work overnight. Being patient is one of the most important gifts you have when you're waiting for your love to come into your life. Know in your heart that things are going on behind the scenes, and your soulmate is on their way. This card can also represent a current love in your life, being an indication that there is positive change taking place within your relationship, and you are moving into a state of union. I just got quiet. Supposedly. I'm not being pessimistic about it, but just because the energy says that it's happening doesn't mean free will is happening. When I look at these people that are egotistical and want it, you know what I mean, kings of fucking, Burger Kings, gotta have it their way, I understand what this takes, which is a whole lot of submission and compromise and breaking of your own ways and, you know what I mean, stepping into other stuff. So, whatever. I'm like looking at Bobby. It's like, then you got him. He's always going to try the same shit over and over and over. It's like, it's never going to, it's just always going to try to come at me fucking married. Like there's just like, it's just like never ever going to make any of this different. This is never going to be different. You just always come in that same ass fucking bullshit ass energy, bro. Like, it's never going to be different. Ugh. Okay. This can include the announcement of a proposal or an engagement, an upcoming wedding for you or your partner moving in together. Congratulations to all of you that are taking it to that next level. You've worked hard. I hope it works out for you. If it doesn't, just take some steps back. Maybe you moved on too quickly. Don't let it burst because it's happening too fast. It's okay. It's better to take a couple steps back than to blow this thing up. Don't break up because, you know what I mean? Don't break up before the blow up. You know what I mean? Like, you realize, like, you're freaking out and saying you don't want to get married, but it's just not right now. Doesn't mean it's not this person. It's just it might be happening way too fucking fast. You're gonna say moving in with a person? Self-sabotage could make you ruin this and end this person just because it happened too fast. Just saying something like that, like I thought I could handle this. I'm freaking out right now. Something like that, you know what I mean, can change a lot of stuff. It's not a big deal. It seems like it. It's like, no, we can't return shit, bro. I don't want to marry you if you're not ready. I don't want you to be fearful. Did you see what happened to Selena Gomez? She said she went into an immediate depression after it happened. She felt like she lost all her fucking freedom and shit. Postpartum, bro. In the essence, it's not that. It's like you're all excited about becoming a mother, and then it happens, you're like, oh my god, I'm a mother, and I can't go back, and I can't take this back, and I don't know if I got what it takes, and oh my god, and I can't even get my body back. Realistically, yeah. It's not like you weren't ready for it. It's just all of a sudden it happens too fast, and you're very scared. You've been planning for it, but now you're like panicking in it, because like you didn't really actually think it was going to happen, and now you're just overwhelmed by what's happening. And it's not that it's happening too fast, it's just you're not emotionally or mentally fully prepared for what's happening at this particular moment. As a runaway bride, and this is all very triggering to me. It's like, yeah, I know I said I wanted to get married, but what the fuck? That's what happened with Bobby. Oh god. You get real squeamish being around a married person. You really consider, you really consider your thoughts about being married after being around an unhappily married person. You really, might want to take that back after spending enough time with unhappy married people. You might really decide that's not something you want anymore, just based on theirs, not yours. And realistically, it's something you don't see, and you don't see happy weddings, so it's not something you want. It's like, I don't want what everyone else has. None of them bitches is happy. As far as moving in together, sharing space and stuff, that could be a little, takes a lot. It could be overwhelming. It could be, all right, now you're getting on my fucking nerves. It's been 5 days. I'm kind of losing my mind now. I just need, I need some space. And that's it. It sounds like you're being mean. You're like, they're fucking everywhere. Well, you brought them in your house. I know. I really wanted to spend time, but now I feel like they're, I don't know. I'm panicking. Breathe, bro. It's okay. It's okay. You just need to find your space in the space, bro. They didn't take over your space. You wanted them. You wanted them in the bedroom. You wanted them in your shower. You wanted them in the kitchen. You want them spread out on the couch. Calm down. Maybe you just need some space in the space from them. You don't want them to leave the space. You're just not finding yours right now because they're part of your space now. Space cadets. I'd be good at relationship advice, right? Not. Then I'd be like, nah, just leave him, dude. Just leave him. He picks his nose? Nah, bro. Does he wash his hand? No, bro. I'm not that petty. But that kind of shit would fucking weird me out, bro. I'm like Sheldon. I'm like, oh, gross. I feel like it's getting worse the older I get. Really? Yeah. Alright, it could simply be a sign that you are ready to progress to the next step in your relationship. And the universe is telling you that this is a positive move for both of you. It can also be a sign that you need to put more effort into your relationship and put the romance back into your life. I'm not being romantic right now. Sometimes we get too busy and bogged down with work and the stress of life. We can start to take our partners for granted and the romance wanes. If this is the case, this card is a gentle reminder that you need to go on a date, go out for dinner, book a holiday, or a weekend away and spend some well-earned romantic time together to rekindle your relationship. And as I see this, I see Russ taking this quite literally, and he's going to go take his girl out. Fine. But sit with her, bro. Speak with her. Talk about stuff. Be real. Give her what you can't give me. Give her what she really deserves, dude, and give it to him too. Give each other real time. Don't just fly to fucking Aspen for the fucking weekend and spend a bunch of money, bro. There's really nothing up there. It's about the time you spend in a pretty environment together. It's not about what you look like and what you do while you're up there, bro. You don't actually have to leave home. You can have this beautiful date together. Why don't you cook her something, Russ? You're not a cook, dickhead? This could be fun. I'm seeing logic. Oh shit, we're gonna end up with macaroni and cheese for dinner. Alright, somebody call a pizza. I mean, in the essence, it could be fun. I'm just saying, have a little dinner date. Like, have some fun. And if you can't leave the kids, then bring them along. It's usually how it works anyways. Seriously, yeah. It's about that. If you can't leave home, remember COVID. Let's create a dinner date. Let's have a date at home. I'll cook and we'll get dressed up and we'll watch a movie and we'll pretend like, we'll pretend. We'll make this our reality. I'm very romantic at heart, aren't I? When I get past the fears. That's what it is. If you're going to do this, just know what they really want. Sure, maybe they want some good sex. Maybe it's been a while. But they really just want some closeness. It's been a long time since you guys been close. Close is what makes you guys special. That closeness is what brings you together. That's what makes you in a relationship, is closeness. If you can offer anything, it's just some closeness. Try to find a way to be closer to your partner. And offer them, you know what I mean, and a way to get closer to you, a part of you that you don't always share with them. Let them in. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, I'm done. In essence, for those of us that ain't got no fucking money and we ain't got no lovers, we gotta let God in. We gotta let God show us what to do. Really? Nah, bro. We're not, you wanna go out and fucking chase money and chase lovers? We need to find out what we need to do to attract better lovers and attract better job opportunities instead of just chasing them. Got it? Seek God in all things, guys. And yeah, I teach you magic and stuff, and you can turn up, you can burn certain oils and you can, you know what I mean, and herbs and put certain prayers and incantations. You can pray and you can spell work. But realistically, how that really works is belief and that belief comes from your heart. Are you believing in the herb? If I do this, then I'm going to get a lover. If I do this, then I'm going to get money. If I buy this, you know, going back to that tarot reader, if I buy his $178 fucking money-making charm bracelet, it's going to make me money. Why does that work? Well, first off, you invested a lot in it physically. You put a lot of money into it. And the reason you put a lot of money into it is because you believe a lot about it. There's no power in the stones other than what you believe. So you believe that if you spend all this money and you put this thing on me, it's going to make you more magnetic. Just the belief alone makes you more magnetic. You didn't have to put it on. You just had to believe. Believe you're already wearing it. Believe you never needed it. Believe that money is already there. It's waiting. Not to be poured on you, but in the essence, it's there whenever you need it. And it's not even money. You're looking at you need to see past money. What is your partner to you? Is it just your dog that you come home to? What is he or she to you? And that's going back to money. Is it important to you just to have a lot of money, to look at the bank account and say it? Or is it important to you to have the things that money buy? And not, you know what I mean? Is it better to look at your house and look in your kitchen and be like, damn, my refrigerator is full, my pantry's full, my bills are paid, everything, we're good. And then only have like $100 in the bank account? Or is it better to you to have $900 in the bank account and you ain't got much food and you're still paying your bills as you go? What brings you the sense of security? Is it looking at a number or letting that number take care of all the things? And is it a number? Going back to numbers. What number makes you feel safe in your bank account? If I have like $5,000, I feel safe. What are you doing to stack that? Now, once you have it, do you really feel safe now? You got $5,000 in your savings. You said that when you got this, you would be safe and happy. You've got it, and now you're not happy, and you don't appear to feel safe. You lied to the universe and to yourself. And now they're going to take away the money because they said if you had the money, you would act differently. That's not what you're doing. You said you would act differently if you got this.
That's a lot of money.
5,000? Not really. Not anymore.
You can get a good motorcycle on it.
I used to believe it was just, that's all you needed was $5,000. Can you refill that? That's what it is. It's like, what does that lover look like? What do you want this lover to do in your life? I just want them to love me forever. What does that mean? You mean like cook you dinner forever, fuck you forever, drive you around, live in your house, argue with you? What does that mean?
It means love.
I know, but everybody has a different definition. I want this dude I want a solid dude that's going to pay my bills for all time, and he's going to take care of my kids, and he's going to take care of my mama, and he's going to make sure my nails are done, and he's going to make sure that he takes me out, and he makes sure that I drive a Mercedes, and I got the best birthdays, and this and that, and this and that.
Her boyfriend buys
Who the fuck is that guy?
$6,000 nails every week.
Who the fuck is that guy? Yeah, you find that guy, you probably better never let him go if he does all that.
$6,000 nails every week. This girl gets her boyfriend to pay for them.
That's crazy. What is she giving him in exchange? Love? He's paying enormous amounts of money for her attention, her affection, and her physical sensation. How much are you putting out, Russ? How much is she putting out? Anyways, I'm going to go on that. The energy of love is love. It's not separate to a person, place, or thing. You attract love by being loving. If you're desperate about money, you're probably not going to make much money. If you're desperate about fucking being in love, you're not probably going to be in love. If you're desperate about music, opportunity, fame, whatever you're desperate about, you're repulsing by all means. And that's chasing and begging. You're desperate for adventure, so you're probably never going to have a real adventure. You're desperate for attention, meaning nobody wants to listen to you or give you attention. Places of, doing things out of fear. I have to get this money, otherwise, if I don't, something bad will happen. I have to be with this person. If not, something bad will happen. You see? It's a mindset that you apply in many areas of your life. Change your mind and you change many areas of your life. It's not just the way you think about one thing, it's the way you think that changes everything. Really? So go outside, go for a walk, and go look for that lucky penny. Really? I'm sure there's one out there waiting for you. Why else would we have brought up the card? And what numbers are you seeing? Love you. Leave it in the comments and I'll look it up for you. Later, haters. Oops.